This is K9WLW with another video with the OpenSpot3, and today's video is on how to get your OpenSpot3 to connect to the Brandmeister servers. I've had a few people question about this because the password requirement is blocking them from getting into the Brandmeister network. So I'm going to show you how to set that up so you'll be able to use Brandmeister to your heart's content. This is particularly going to be helpful to people that cross-mode from other radio types into Brandmeister. I suspect most of the Brandmeister, or I should say most of the DMR radio users, have already gone through this, but a lot of people are trying to get over to DMR for the first time since they have the OpenSpot, and it's gotten a little tricky. So I'll show you what happens. In this case, I'm using a D-Star radio. I'm on the quick setup menu, and I'm going to try and connect to Brandmeister. I hit the United States server of Brandmeister, in my case 3102, and I hit the connect button. And you'll notice down on the lower left you get connector authentication failed, and it keeps flashing that. That's because the default password that's set up in the OpenSpot is not the appropriate password to get into the Brandmeister server. It used to work up until a few months ago when they required that to be changed. The Brandmeister folks.
OpenSpot trying to connect the server.
And you'll also hear the radio every so often announce that it's trying to connect a server. But you'll notice this annoying little red flash that keeps popping up in the lower left-hand corner. Okay, what you want to do is to stop it from trying to repeatedly connect is you want to go to the connectors page, and for the moment go to the connectors and change it from MMDVM to the null connector.
OpenSpot trying to connect the server.
It's switched to selected, and that puts the hotspot in a standby mode, so it won't keep trying to bang into the server over and over and over. It just keeps trying. Now, you want to open up a second tab in your browser, and over there you want to go to the Brandmeister login page, and you want to log into your Brandmeister account. So I am going to log into mine. And I guess it's asking me to identify myself. So let me go through that process. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm in. Up at the top of the Brandmeister server, you have your settings, you have the language, and then your call sign, or it may say user image, depending on type of browser. You want to tap or click on that, and a pop-up appears with your call sign. Go down to one called self-care. You can tap or click on that, and it takes you to the self-care settings page. You want to scroll down to the bottom where it says hotspot security. Now, since this is your first time there, it's probably going to be switched off. It should look like that. Just tap or click on it, turn it on. Then you want to enter a password. Create a password. 8 characters is all you need. No, anything more is just making it more complicated. I would use 8 characters, maybe 6 letters and a couple numbers. And I would make them all small letters so it's easy to remember. Again, it doesn't have to be complicated. Once you've typed in your password that you've created, you hit this save button below, and it's saved into the Brandmeister database. I've already saved mine before, so I'm not going to actually type one in and save one, but this is where you would type it in, hit save, and then you want to take your browser and go back to the OpenSpot, and you want to reconnect to the homebrew MMDVM. hit switch to selected. And you're going to continue to get the error. Go down the page. Make sure you're in the advanced mode on this connectors page, by the way, in the lower right-hand corner. Right past your call sign and DMR ID, you come across something called server password. And you see show is in parentheses. If you tap or click on the word show, it's going to show you the default
OpenSpot trying to connect the server.
The default password for your server. The OpenSpot was pre-configured with the word password as your password with a 0 instead of an O. That used to work, and it used to get you into Brandmeister until they changed the requirement a few months ago. So you want to erase that password and type in the new password. I'm going to pause right here, type it in, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've typed in the password. You want to go down further, a few more lines, and you want to pick a backup server. I use 3102 as the primary.
OpenSpot trying
up here,
to connect the server.
But it wants you to type in a backup server. So I use 3103 United States. You can pick any two servers you want. Just pick two different ones. But remember, you also have to put in the password for the backup server. So I'm going to hit show, because remember, it also has the password of password. So I'm going to change that to my new Brandmeister password. I'll be right back. Okay, and I have now changed the password. All I need to do now is find the save button down here at the very, very bottom. I scroll all the way down, and once I hit save, it'll store those new passwords for both the primary and backup server.
OpenSpot.
I hit save.
OPE. OpenSpot connected to Brandmeister 3102.
There you go. It just announced that I'm connected to Brandmeister 3102. Connecting to server. Okay, on the D-Star radio. I like how it reads that on the scroll. Anyway, I'm in. And that's all you have to do. And it's stored in the hotspot so you can access it anytime you like. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below. Or you can email me at CQ2meters. That's CQ, the number 2, followed by the word meters, METERS, at yahoo.com. That should get you into the Brandmeister so that you can go into it directly with your DMR radio, or you can cross mode from D-Star, Fusion, or even an NXDN radio now through the OpenSpot3. 73s from K9WLW.